What's going on, Rider Guy fam? Today I'm back with another video and we're looking at the Lectric XP4. Lectric has done it again. This one actually feels like a true upgrade, and they recently just dropped. And in typical Lectric fashion, it has the same price. For the 500 watt motor is $9.99. That's great. So throughout the years of version 1, 2, 3, 4, where other companies try to upsell you on their new products, Lectric has kept this at the same price at each release, which is great. Considering today's economy with tariffs and other things, it's great to see that they're coming in at the same price. So there's two versions available. The standard XP4, which has a 500 watt motor, 10.4 amp hour battery, and the one we have today, the long range XP4, which has a rear 750 watt motor and a 17.5 amp hour battery. The standard XP4 is $9.99, and this version I have here today is $12.99. Both reasonably priced for what the features that they offer. Honestly, I think it's a steal. If you can save a little bit more and you're a big dog, you might want to go with a more heavier motor just to get you up those hills. Now, let's be honest. To me, there's a reason why Lectric is still the #1 e-bike seller in America, and that's because they offer the big three. And normally for most companies, you get affordability, performance, or you get quality. So you get 2 out of the 3. But with Lectric, they seem to conquer all 3. It's very affordable, the performance is great, and it's actually high quality when it comes to the components. So that's why I think Lectric is ahead of the game when it comes to e-bikes. Today, this video is all about the range. What type of range will I get at full throttle? By only throttling, give a ride impressions, do a full range test, get it the performance data. But we're also going to take the 4.0 compared to the 3.0 so you guys can see the differences that you get with the 4.0 and some things that I actually miss that the 3.0 did better. So everything comes pretty snug, already assembled. It comes with a 54.6 volt 2 amp charger, folding bike lock. The TFT display comes in a box. Here it goes right here. And then you get the pedals. And those are all the things you have to put on. The pedals and the display, and then unwrap all this paper, and then you're ready to go. When you change the bike classification to California Class 3, it gets you that top speed of 28 miles per hour, but it's no throttle assist. So it is shut it off. So if, look, I'm hitting the throttle, it's not going. So this one is strictly, you get those top speeds, but you have to pedal. 3. All right, so this is full pedal. And I'm going against the wind. I can feel it, golly. So the ESG official top speed for the Lectric XP 4.0 is 28 miles per hour. All right, so I'm gonna start the range test. They say to be most comfortable on the scooter, it reaches up to riders up to 6'3". So I am 6'3", 235 pounds. So I'll be interested to see what type of range I'll get. And I'm just letting you guys know that I'm doing full throttle. I'm not gonna be pedaling. I'm gonna be in the highest mode, and I'm gonna be hitting the throttle the whole time. So let's go. Yeah, see, I don't know how 100% feel about the throttle being on the left. On the XP3, it was a twist throttle on this side, and normally, I'm not a fan of twist throttles when it comes to electric scooters, but when we're sitting down as a bike, it just feels natural to do this. It's like playing a video game, but it feels nice. So when you're not pedaling, the max speed you'll get is right around 20 miles per hour, 21, 22. Once you start throwing a little force in there, it kicks up a little bit more. And then if you had it in California class, you can get up to 28 miles per hour. The previous version had knobby tires a little bit more all the way around. So this one is somewhat knobby on the edge of the tires, but in the middle for road riding, it's pretty cool. But you can also go off-road with this thing too. You know, like if you have some rough terrain, you can feel confident that you can kind of ride on there, feeling nice. And you know, it's a bike, so you can hop off curbs. And the braking is also improved. And it also comes in fresh colors as well. Instead of being jerky like some of the older sensors was, additionally, the drivetrain has been updated, the display has been improved, the torque sensor has been replaced, bike pedals more smoothly and responsive thanks to the new torque system. It reacts naturally. One thing I will say, Lectric has the most comfortable seat out there. There's nothing worse than going on a long ride on an e-bike and your butt is hurting. So just know, once again, Lectric has made the seat even more cushiony, soft, and it feels a little bit more bouncy. Like it can cover up a bigger tush, if you get what I mean. All right, so now that I'm at 20% of the top speed, I can feel the speed and acceleration just taking a hit. I normally wait till it's 10% to do like a 10% retest of the acceleration and top speed, but because I already felt that little jolt, let's see how it performs right now. We're in class 3, highest mode, throttle assistance to up to max, turbo mode, let's go, 1, 2. Oh yeah, that's way slower than earlier. Yeah, let's see what type of top speed you'll get with throttle only. Oh yeah, see, drastically. All right, let me just add a little bit of pedal in here, just so you guys can get a reference. All right, this is me pedaling. Yeah, it's still dead. But one thing about this range test compared to my normal range test, it's an e-bike, so it'll turn back into a regular bike real quick, so I'm not having to do the walk of shame. I could just ride a bike home, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm not getting much out of this throttle right now. I'm going on like the little downhill part of my range test, but once you start picking up and going a little bit, that's like a 2% grade, the power just drastically kills, and I need to pedal, but I'm not gonna pedal. I'm still gonna just endure it. Like, this is just a slight grade. This is not even a hill. So yeah, so in my brain, you could literally be looking at 10%, but you don't have 10% battery left. So there's one gauge. That's one thing they can prove on, is the battery gauge. Okay, so now I'm getting 0%. On the TFT displays, it's reading 0. Let's see how long it goes till it shut down completely. All right, so now I'm getting nothing. See how it is if I pedal. So the battery's not completely dead, 0%, but you see that? It's still got a little bit of kick in it, little fight. But with added weight, it's not doing much. I'm getting like 2 miles per hour. It's still going on. All right. So with the XP4 in class 3 and throttle only, I got 25.6 miles. It's not realistic to ride these e-bikes with throttle only, so you can expect more range from your bike. All right, so now let's step into the specs and features of the Lectric XP4. And let's start up top, over here on the right. On the right, we have an 8-speed Shimano drivetrain. The previous 3.0 had a 7-speed, but this one has an 8-speed, and it's very nice. It clicks way easier, way snappier. It has that fluid feel when you're changing gears. It's not as springy as the 3.0 was. But this is also where we see our first difference when it comes to the XP4. There's no twist throttle right here. So they took away the twist throttle and gave us a finger throttle, and that's over here on the left side. So right here is the thumb throttle. It's in a good spot, it's natural, it feels okay, but I kind of got uncomfortable just pressing it with my thumb the whole time compared to when I did the range test on the 3.0. I felt really good by just twisting it. Yeah, so, and also on the left side, we have the on-off switch, turn signals. So this was what the 3.0 didn't have, is turn signals. And the turn signals, you just press it with a button, it stays on. It'll cut it off after a while if you don't press nothing, but you can just press it again, it cuts off. So yeah, so they have a number of modes: off, eco, tour, sport, sport plus, turbo. But if you hold the plus and minus button, you get in the menu, and then that's when you can so they have screen brightness, sleep mode, distance units, tire size. So bike classification, this is where you get the different speeds. This is how you unlock the different speeds of this bike. So of course, everybody knows about class 3. It comes in class 2. Because most e-bikes have to come to class 2, and then you go to class 3. But if you go down to California class, that's how you get that top speed of 28 miles per hour. But the caveat to this is, once you have California class 3 on, the throttle does not work. So say if I cut it on right now, okay, I have it selected, and I have it on turbo mode, but once I hit the throttle, it's not going. To achieve the top speed, you actually have to pedal to get to 28 miles per hour. So that's just something that you should know. But if, most riders, and the way I wrote it in the range test, because I wanted to do 100% throttle, I went to bike class and I did class 3. That's when you get the zero start again. And you can also cut it on and off zero start from the same menu. This is a hugely improved TFT display compared to the first one. So this one actually has color. It's bright, you can see it in sunlight, all the miles per hour, which mode you're in, and then you can see the additional information here. But one thing I wish they would improve on, and a con for me, is the battery display. So it goes down, it looks great, it says 90%, but it can actually be 85% or 84% because it goes down in increments of 10%. So it starts at 100% and it goes to 90%, 20%, you know, so on and so forth. But once you get to 10%, you don't actually know if you're closer to 9% battery left or at 2% battery left. So in the next 5.0, I would just like to see that one kind of worked on a little bit more, so I can have that much information. It has dual hydraulic brakes, a 180 millimeter disc rotor. It feels real good, tight, snug. It has a telescoping stem, so you can adjust it to your height. The rake angle is not as deep as the other one. It goes straight up. You have a little bit more relaxed stance while you're riding. So the tires actually stay the same size. So there's 20 by 3-inch tires, but the actual thread and how it's made is quite different. If you come around here, you'll see that. So at the edge of the tire, it has like an off-road pattern, but in the middle, it has like a smooth road bike type of feel to it compared to the 3.0 that had more of a blocky, knobby tires. And they feel great, but I don't know. For me, when I'm riding this tire, it feels actually smoother compared to the 3.0. And it's just the little things like that when I'm riding the e-bike, because I think sometimes e-bikes can be really loud, and this one is actually quite quiet, and I think that's part of the reason. We have a new and improved headlight up here. I will still get some extra lighting at night, like shred lights or something, but look, just look out, compare to the 3.0. I didn't think this was nothing to write home about, but it's good that they improved on it. Like, it has the same mounting point for the accessories. Like, you can have like a basket up here, or you can come around here, you can mount something right here, or on the back, which is one of the main differences, is the riser. So this is a 150-pound weighted rack right here. It has a little bit of a lip right here that's separated from the fender. But right here, this is the 150-pound rack right here. Like it kind of feel like it's built into the fender a little bit and no separation. But right here it has this little separation of the riser. And also back here, I mentioned earlier, but I want you guys, that's the lights back here. So it has brake lights. So if you hit the brakes, the brake lights come on. And then also, boom, turn signals. I think that's a great addition, because when you have an e-bike, it's kind of like a replacement for a car. So you're riding this in the morning time and at night. And to have these features on a bike seems simple, but makes sense compared to the reflector that you just had on the 3.0. And the fender also, this is kind of steel, and this is replaced with like plastic fender, but this steel fender felt great, but sometimes it can get loose and get all rattly. And I don't know what type of material this is, but it seems plastic type, but it feels nice, it feels plush. So the pedal system is new. So previously it was a pull and fold. Let me show you guys. But when I'm folding it down and I'm putting this in the trunk of my car, it's easier just to do this and boom, take it off. A quick release and then put it back on like so. Something small, but I'm glad that they thought about it. Another thing that riders of the previous generation wanted changed was the key system and where it was placed at. So it has a removable battery that once you kind of open this up, you can pull it out. You can charge the battery once you remove it, but you have to remove it with the key. So the key on the previous generation was under the bike. So it was under the frame. The key is on the side now. So you have your charge port right here, and you have your on and off switch, and then you have the key on the side right next to it. So, but you don't actually need the key. But with the previous generation, you had to leave the key in, and it was under. So this is a folding e-bike. It breaks down quite easy. You just come right here. I like to do the stem first, and then you pop this open, and it breaks down this way. Then you hit the latch to open, and then it folds. Normally you fidget around and you try to line up the pedals to where it's like sticking out so it won't hit the scooters. But with how easily you can remove the pedals, now I just take the pedal off and I just collapse it, and I have no problems. And then you can do that with the other pedal and then put it in your car or your trunk or in a garage or wherever where to store it. But the simple thing of just taking the full pedal off just makes the folding process that much easier. The official weight is 70 pounds. I think that's pretty great with what you're getting with this package. After 4 iterations, they have improved the XP line, added features, and still maintained the same price. To me, that's what set them apart. If you're looking to buy the XP4 or any other electric vehicle, please look down in the description. We'll have links, any coupon codes we might have. And as always, stay safe, ride smart, and I'm out. Pew!